All right, let's just dive right in. We're going to tackle a pretty provocative idea today, one that really gets to the core of why so many of us feel kind of stuck, undervalued, and like we're always on the losing end of things. The title, yeah, it says it all.
But what does that even mean, caring too much? Let's start with this. Does this question ring a bell? Have you ever had that feeling that your kindness, your need to be the good person, is actually what's holding you back? If you're nodding your head right now, even a little bit, then you're in the right place. We're going to break that feeling down completely.
So, first up, let's talk about something we'll call the caring trap. And here's the key idea, which might sound a little backward at first. Your availability is actually your greatest vulnerability. Now, this isn't about being a bad person, not at all. It's about understanding how that good intention, when it's just out of control, becomes a major strategic weakness.
Okay, look at this. This is so crucial to get. On the left, you've got healthy concern. You know, the good stuff. Empathy, compassion, genuine support. But watch how it gets twisted on the right side, in the caring trap. That empathy turns into constant overthinking and anxiety. Strategic planning just becomes people-pleasing. And genuine support morphs into a desperate need for validation. The goal isn't to kill the stuff on the left, it's to stop it from bleeding into the stuff on the right.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Let's just be blunt for a second. The issue isn't that you're too nice. It's that you're a wide open book. You're too available, way too predictable. And because of that, you're just too easy to read. I mean, think about it. If someone knows exactly what button to push to get a reaction from you, they basically have the user manual to control you.
All right, so let's dig into how this starts to cause some real damage. This is where we look at the actual price you pay for being stuck in that trap. And trust me, the cost is a lot higher than most of us ever realize.
First, and this is a big one, you become a prime target for manipulation. There's this really powerful metaphor out there, the parasite's leash. Picture this. When you overinvest your emotions in someone's approval, you are literally handing them a leash connected right to your emotional state, and they can yank it anytime they want. A backhanded compliment from a friend ruins your night? Yank. You say yes to something you hate just to keep the peace? Yank. That's the leash at work.
Second, you just don't move forward. This is the tragic part. The good employee, right? The one who is always reliable, always says yes, always cares so much. Well, that person is often seen as too valuable right where they are to ever get promoted. Your dependability becomes your cage. You're the perfect cog in the machine, so you never get a chance to run it.
And third, here's the real gut punch. You lose the very thing you were probably chasing in the first place: respect. People just don't value what's endlessly and freely given. It's not special anymore, it's just expected. Here's the paradox. Real respect often shows up the exact moment you prove you don't need their approval. The moment you're willing to walk away, that's when their heads turn. That's real power.
So let's just lay out the damage report. Your kindness starts to look like weakness. You constantly feel replaceable and totally undervalued. You've essentially handed over the remote control to your own life to other people, and the warning from those who've studied this is clear. If you let this pattern continue, it can and it will ruin your life.
Okay, that was the problem, and it's a heavy one. So now, let's talk about the solution, and it's an ancient one, but it's perfect for the chaos of our modern world. It's about taking all that power back, not by trying to change everything out there, but by becoming the absolute master of the world inside you.
We're talking about Stoicism, but look, forget the image of some dusty old philosopher for a minute. Think of it like a new operating system you can install in your brain. And it's not about becoming a robot who feels nothing. No way. The whole point is to build this inner fortress of peace, an unshakable calm no matter how crazy the world gets around you.
And if we had to boil this entire powerful philosophy down to just one core idea, it would be this: the power of not reacting. That tiny little space between something happening and you responding, that's it. That's where your freedom lives.
So how do we actually do this, right? How do you get that power? It sounds huge, but it's really not that complicated. We can actually break it down into a really clear two-step plan. This is the absolute engine of Stoicism. It's called the dichotomy of control, which is just a fancy term for a simple sorting game. Step 1, you get laser focused on the only 3 things you actually own in this world: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions.
That's your territory. Step 2, you learn to emotionally let go of everything else. Other people's opinions, the outcome of a project, whether you hit traffic, you can't control it, so you stop letting it control you. And what's wild is how this ancient wisdom lines up perfectly with the best modern advice. When you stop wasting all that mental and emotional energy on things you can't control, all that energy has to go somewhere. So you redirect it. You focus on yourself. You put your head down and do the work in silence, and you let your results, your achievements, be the only noise you make. That is undeniable power.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Let's see how this new way of thinking actually leads to a new way of winning. Because when you change the software in your head, the results you get in the real world, they have to change too.
So what are the new rules you start playing by? Well, you stop trying so hard to be liked. You stop feeling the need to explain and justify yourself to everyone. You stop making purely emotional decisions, and instead, you master self-control. And the natural result of all this? You become unreadable. You're not predictable anymore. You're no longer playing their game. You are finally playing your own.
And here is the truly beautiful part of this whole thing. A manipulator only has power because they can predict your reaction. They poke you, expecting you to get angry. They flatter you, expecting you to get needy. The moment you stop giving them that reaction, the moment you genuinely stop caring what they think, their entire strategy just crumbles. It's like you've taken away all their chess pieces. They have no moves left.
And this all leads to the ultimate truth, the end game. A person who genuinely needs nothing from anyone else simply cannot be controlled. When you build an inner world that's so strong, so self-sufficient that you don't need external validation, you're not just free anymore, you become sovereign. You are your own authority.
So, I'll leave you with this to really think on. This has never been about not feeling things. It's about who's in the driver's seat, you or your emotions. So ask yourself, seriously, once you master that inner world, once you take back the controls, what becomes possible for you? What will you finally be able to build, to create, to achieve? Think about it.